What's up guys, Earl here for Tech, and Xiaomi's Redmi Note line has been a popular choice for many, given the performance to price value proposition that it offers. However, things look a bit different this year with numerous variants available. From the Redmi Note 10, Redmi Note 10 Pro, Redmi Note 10S, and now the Redmi Note 10 5G. From the outset, its main selling point is its 5G capabilities and specs that can pass up as a mid-range device. So let's find out how well it stacks up against other phones in this series. The Redmi Note 10 5G is a sleek and attractive device. It's mostly made out of a polycarbonate material, but the phone is well made in such a way that you can really tell that it is plastic. The sides are curved, while at the top and bottom have ridges. It is a relatively tall device at 161.81mm and measures 8.92mm at its thickest point. At the back, its camera module houses a triple camera setup together with an LED flash and an AF sensor. You will also notice that its design looks like a cool frosted glass with some Redmi branding on the side. It looks simply great, but it is still a smudge and fingerprint magnet, so you might want to use the case included in the package. The Redmi Note 10 5G comes in graphite gray, chrome silver, nighttime blue, aurora green, and the unit we have on hand sports the onyx gray colorway. Located on the right are the volume keys and the power/lock button that doubles as the fingerprint scanner. We have the triple card tray for 2 nano-sized SIM cards and a micro SD card on the left, while up top is the IR blaster and a 3.5mm headphone jack. Down at the bottom are the main microphone, USB-C port, and loudspeakers. Flipping to the display, the Note 10 5G features a 6.5 inches IPS screen with an FHD Plus resolution, 405 ppi, and a smooth 90Hz refresh rate option. Do note that there's no HDR10 support on this one. The panel has a small punch hole centered at the top for its 8-megapixel selfie camera, and as for the protection, it's covered with Corning Gorilla Glass 3 plus a pre-installed screen protector, which is nice. The display is a bit of an anomaly in this particular lineup. While it does have a 90Hz refresh rate, the panel itself is an IPS, unlike its other siblings that are using AMOLED displays. This really shows in terms of the color quality. Brightness is not a strong point either. The display is barely visible under direct sunlight, even with its highest brightness setting, but it looks fine indoors at least. The phone also has a single downward firing speaker, and this thing surprisingly can get really loud. However, I wouldn't use it at a maximum volume as much as it can sound tinny. If you want an immersive audio listening experience, better use the provided headphone jack to connect to something else. Notably, it is also good for phone calls as it emphasizes vocal frequencies above anything else. When it comes to its internals, powering the Redmi Note 10 5G is a MediaTek Dimensity 700 with a Mali G57 MC2 GPU. It is also available in 2 RAM and storage options, 4 gigs of RAM or 8 gigs of RAM, and 64 or 128 gigs of internal storage. Our unit has the 4 gigs of RAM plus 128 gigs of internal storage configuration. It runs smoothly with casual tasks such as messaging, social media browsing, and video streaming as long as you keep the device optimized with a cleaner app. Keeping too many apps in the background can cause some stutters at times. As for gaming, it's not as good as we want. Aside from the usual frame drops, Asphalt 9 tends to crash with prolonged use even with the lowest available setting. Even the Redmi Note 10S with its MediaTek G98 SoC would perform much better than this. If you're curious about numbers, here are the benchmark scores that we got. Now for biometrics and security, you can unlock the screen via the side-mounted fingerprint scanner and face recognition. Both are pretty reliable and fast, but of course, expect the fingerprint scanner to work faster. On the software side of things, it runs on the Xiaomi's MIUI 12, which is based on Android 11. It's quite loaded with pre-installed apps such as Amazon Shopping, Booking.com, IQV, LinkedIn, WPS Office, and the usual apps from Google. If you don't plan on using them, you can easily uninstall such apps. You'll get your typical MIUI experience with tons of customization options. Being the heaviest skin out there, you get a lot of extra stuff that you might find useful or annoying based on our past experience with the Xiaomi phones, like its phone cleaner and file manager utilities. It also has a dedicated night mode that can be toggled in the settings. Storage wise, we're getting 128 gigs of total storage space, and if that's not enough, you can further extend it via the micro SD card slot. Keeping the Note 10 5G running is a large 5000 mAh battery, which is great for an affordable daily driver. The PC Mark battery test rates it at 17 hours and 37 minutes, while our video loop test gives us a total of 20 hours of playback. If you are a light user, then the Note 10 5G's battery life should be more than enough for your daily needs. For charging, the Redmi Note 10 5G sports 18-watt fast charging and takes an hour to reach 100%. The Redmi Note 10 5G comes with a quad camera consisting of a 48-megapixel main shooter, 2-megapixel macro, and 2-megapixel depth sensor. The 8-megapixel camera handles selfies. The main shooter does struggle a little bit when it comes to dim lighting, but once you get good lighting, photos come out sharp, detailed, and with accurate colors. When it comes to taking high-res photos, the 48-megapixel, there's no huge difference between the standard one. For portrait shots, the subject background separation is not as good as we thought. However, photos come out sharp and have a good color reproduction. Macro shots, on the other hand, are good as well, but takes time to get a perfect shot. So make sure you get the perfect distance from the subject. There's also a dedicated night mode, and photo quality is okay. Details are there, but you still get a lot of noise. Colors and contrast are okay too, but overall, nothing special. When it comes to selfies, the natural skin tone is quite pale. It's good though that beauty mode doesn't go overboard with its processing. The selfie portrait mode has a good background separation, and you could also adjust the blur amount. Now for videos, you can shoot up to 1080p at 30 frames per second. Well, the quality is good with vibrant colors, and the dynamic range is quite good too, which is usable for some social media postings. Now let's talk about the price. The Xiaomi Redmi Note 10 5G is priced at 9,990 pesos for the 4 gigs of RAM plus 128 gigs of internal storage variant, while 8 gigs of RAM plus 128 gigs of internal storage model is priced at 11,490 pesos. Many sacrifices were made to make a very affordable 5G phone at this point, and it seems that we've made it past the point that the phone is sadly a letdown, especially compared with its LTE siblings. With the rollout of 5G technology, which is still in its infancy, these trade-offs don't seem to make sense if you're just looking for a cheap, reliable phone you can use as your daily driver. But if you are in an area that already benefits from better 5G speeds and don't mind the trade-offs this phone has, then the Redmi Note 10 5G serves as a decent option. So what do you guys think about the Redmi Note 10 5G? Is this going to be your next smartphone? Let us know in the comment section below, and if you enjoyed this video, be sure to drop a like, subscribe to our channel for more content, hit that bell icon so to miss any future uploads, and be sure to visit yogatech.com for the latest tech news and reviews. This has been Rel, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.